Hugo Ekitike. We need to talk about him. He scored 2 goals. It feels a little bit like the Salah stuff overshadowed that. You come away from it on Saturday and Salah's picture is the one that you're seeing. But that is a huge afternoon for a still very new player at Liverpool to go and score 2 goals and to go and make your mark that he did. He was really impressive.
Yeah. It's the youngest player to score 2 in successive Liverpool games since Michael Owen, would you believe? He's still only 23, Ekitike. So, it's been a really good week for him, hasn't it? He gets his 2 goals against Leeds. He leads the line at Inter, and then 2 goals on Saturday. Really good. Some strikers that chance might have come too early for him. Less than a minute in, probably only his first and second touches, aren't they? The control on the strike, and then takes it so well. It just eases any nerves that might have been around the ground very early on with that, and then. Brighton are pushing, aren't they, in the second half, and the general consensus is Liverpool are going to need a second, and he pops up with a header. He's just, he's had a great season. Fair to say the new signings haven't set the world alight, have they, so far, for various reasons, but he's been the pick of the bunch. He's up to 10 goals now in all competitions. If Mo's looking to finish as top scorer for the 9th season running, he's got real competition from Ekitike to do that now. And he just looks so strong and powerful, doesn't he? When he gets motoring, he looks so hard to stop. He looks so smooth and elegant, but eats up the ground. And there was the one where he sort of nutmegs Lewis Duncan and just runs onto it. And there was another one in the second half where he just breezes past 2 challenges, and the shot isn't great on the edge of the box, but just looks a player full of confidence. And he's got a lot to his game, and leading the line with Isak on Tuesday night at Inter was inconclusive. We still think both of those players are going to have to work on that partnership if it's going to be a success. But he looked a lot more at home, leading the line on his own on Saturday. And it's a nice problem for Slot to have, isn't it? To work on that partnership and knowing that, if he does just want to play the one up front, then Ekitike at the moment certainly has the shirt, and it just looks to be a real, exciting prospect for the long term at Liverpool.
And the exciting thing, I guess, is there looks like there's going to be a lot more for it as well. Like he's quite graceful, isn't he? The way he runs, the way he moves the ball. He's a lovely player to watch, which some players might be great goal scorers or move the ball well, but they don't necessarily, enjoy watching almost the way that they glide past defenders or things like that. He's got that about him, hasn't he? And yet, the exciting thing is perhaps he still is a little bit raw, because you saw that chance he snatched at, as you said, in the first half. The one where he should have passed it, he played it across to Salah, ends with Salah, and that shot ends in the corner from which he does end up scoring. Yeah. But he could have played a better ball to Salah there. He had that one in the first half. So it's still working through with him, isn't it? But he's someone who he's so exciting now. He's someone that feels like people can get behind now and maybe ride this a little bit, and he scored 2 goals in successive weekends there. That's a great achievement for him. Yeah.
And Arne Slot was speaking recently about almost having to play Isak through the fitness issues, and that might be at a detriment to other players. And it's not hard to figure out that he would have been talking about Ekitike there if one's playing, the other largely isn't. But I don't think he can do that now. I think he just has to, accept that however long it's going to take Isak to get up to the standard that Liverpool brought him in for or brought him in at, he's just going to have to do that on the job, really. You can't leave out a player of Ekitike's quality in the sort of form that he's in. Like you say there, 4 goals in his last 2 Premier League games. Liverpool have only got 1 game a week now as well, so it's not really going to be a case of resting and rotating too often. So, Ekitike has the shirt at the moment, and I guess everything else around them, Gakpo's injury, Salah's not going to be there, how fit is Chiesa, how fit is Isak, all these sorts of decisions are going to have to be made, as and when, but certainly if Ekitike is fit now, he has to play.
And we've spent all season talking about these new players needing to acclimatise and needing to get used to the club and get used to kind of the way they play, but this is it, isn't it? This is the perfect example to follow, and it's the perfect sign that someone someone is adapting and he is making this big transition from Frankfurt, which was, you know, a big step up from him. He's taking it on board and he just looks like he belongs there now.
Yeah, he does, yeah. And I think one of the things that I like most about watching him is when the spaces open up, he's someone who can really exploit them. Yeah. You know, you look at the goal he scored against Frankfurt, and it was a lovely ball from Robertson. Like I say, he just eats up the ground, doesn't he? He's streamed clear through and stuck that away. Same thing happened at Leeds. You know, it was a mistake with a errant ball across the back, and again, when he's got the space, he's ruthless. And we saw that a couple of times in the second half, didn't we? And like you say, you know, the pass to Salah for the shot that into the corner could have been a bit better, but he's just, he just looks like he's, you know, a really exciting player to watch. And all this talk of him maybe playing off the left if he's actually in the line, all that sort of stuff. I just think at the moment, you know, he's got to play through the middle, and clearly they are getting the most out of him at the moment.
This is the Blood Red podcast from the Liverpool Echo, giving you the inside track on all the big talking points from Anfield.